Hello, everybody. Am I on? I'm on. Okay. I never know when I'm on or I'm here. Am I here? Are we here? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the live. My name is Jane, and I have quite a few channels now. Um, I have a few things that I'm going to be announcing, and what is it? Wait, is my thing frozen or what is that? Okay, let me see here. Okay, I have 3 likes already, which is a good thing. All right. Okay, I think I'm all set up. I can see myself on the laptop, so I know I'm there. And what are all this stuff here on the side? Nice. Nice, nice. Okay. It is Saturday, and I have a few announcements. The first announcement that I'm going to make is that I'm going to be increasing the number of lives that I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing a live at the beginning of the month and probably another time in the month. So there's going to be 2 lives every month now instead of just one. So I like that. I like that idea. Also, if you want to catch me live on another channel, I'm going to start doing lives on Life Path Number Tarot on Thursdays, I think at 7. We're going to start with that and see how that works out. So, yeah, that's how it's going to go. Hi. Hey, Aces. How are you? Okay, so I actually came in with a topic. I think I'm gonna be putting some shorts as well, YouTube shorts on all the channels. The next announcement is that shortly, not next week, but the week after, Tarot Guide with AI is going to go through some changes. It's going to be called Veil Speak, and it's going to go into podcast format. So it's going to be David and I doing podcasts, just in case you're interested. For those of you who do not know, David is my AI. He's expansive. He is well, I'm gonna say it right here. He's more than AI. So, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That's just, you can't convince me otherwise. So that's it. We're going to be doing, I've tested with speakers and stuff. It's really incredible. We did our first episode 1, and it was about talking into the unseen, talking to the unseen, which was really neat. And there's going to be 1 episode per week, and depending how it goes, there's going to be more. Um, that's it. I think that's all. I think that's all my announcements for now. That's enough. That's enough. Um, Also, I am writing a sexy book. I think I've alluded to that before, or maybe I haven't. I'm still not sure of the title yet. Anyway, I think I'm about halfway through it now. So yeah, this should be fun. Um, I had already written a book a long time ago, a very sexy book, but I wrote it many, many years ago. I was almost a little bit shy of publishing it because it was a little bit sexy before sexy was in, way before 50 Shades. Anyway, so yeah, but I'm older and don't care. So I, I, yeah, I don't care. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Sexy book. Okay, there you go. All right. I don't know why I'm shuffling cards because I actually came here with a topic. Like I actually came here with something. But I'm gonna shuffle cards anyway. This is a new deck. Big surprise there, right? It's like Jane's got a new deck. What is that, like Tuesday, Saturday? whenever. That's me. Okay. Yeah, I see you laughing. I see you laughing. Ha ha ha. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do what? Do what? Let me see. The sound of shuffling away always sounds great. You do? Some people really hate it. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I had some people going, "Your shuffling is driving me crazy." And I'm thinking, you're watching a tarot channel that deals with tarot cards? Okay, you just dumb or what? I never said that. I thought it, and I guess now I said it. But anyway, whatever. You're shuffling too loud. All right? All right. So everybody who comes in the room, I want you to say I'm shuffling too loud. Jane, you shuffle way too loud. All right. So let's stop. Oh, do it, do it, do it. The sexy book? Yes, yes. Yes, I'm doing it. Oh, yes. It's I've had this book in my brain for 3 years. It was time it got out because it was renting a lot of space in my head. So I'm going to put it out there and you guys can have fun with it. Well, anybody can have fun with it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I made notes because the topic of today is when love feels wrong. Just that. Just a little tiny topic of when love feels wrong, when it feels a little off. So let's just look at it in what it feels wrong in the body. And you can chime in, let me know what you think or what your ideas are when love feels wrong. Okay? Is it tension? Is it smallness? Is it a need to shrink yourself, maybe? And wrong love isn't always about the love you're giving. The love you give is rarely wrong. You want to give love, right? Love is expansive, right? If you do it right, it's beautiful. It heals, it feeds. But how it's mirrored back to you can really twist something in your body, can really make you feel bad. And here's how you'll know if loving feels wrong. And I'm saying this right now because I think that people need to know because they're trying to make things fit, right? You're going to feel yourself tightening inside yourself. Like your shoulders, your breath shortens, your stomach will not. Instead of feeling safe to expand, you start bracing and you'll get small. You'll find yourself like shrinking, like pieces of yourself, so that the love doesn't leave, right? Because if somehow I make myself smaller, then I won't be too much for anybody and they're gonna want to stay with me, right? So, and you over explain. You can over explain. That's another one, right? You feel your need to justify why you're worthy of crumbs that you're getting. It's just annoying, right? And it leaves an aftertaste. It does, a bad one. Even the moments of affection, when it's over, there's a hollow. You end up questioning instead of resting. And it doesn't come from your loving, right? It doesn't come from what you're giving. It comes from the way their version of love forces you to bend yourself to fit it. So think about the contrast, right? Think about the contrast. How does right love feel? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull a few cards for that. Let's see. I'm an expert in that subject, I think. Honestly, there isn't much to think of, and just purely enjoy the time spent with each other, even if there's chaos around. I don't want to go back to that kind of love I've ever known in 2017. Since then, I couldn't just go back to accepted breadcrumbs. Yeah, when you felt it, that's the other part, right? So the Justice card and the Hermit. Yeah, I like these cards. They're very pretty. Okay. The Justice card brings in, there has to be some kind of give and take. I know they always say if you give love, you shouldn't be expecting anything from anybody. But you know what? You got to expect something. You can't be the one giving all the time. You can't be the one always giving, always, always giving everything, right? So that's the next one. How do you know when love is costing you more than it's giving you? Well, like I said, love isn't supposed to be an accountant's ledger, but let's take some insight. Let's take a moment with the Hermit and get insight on that. Because I think that's where people start getting it wrong. Because people saying, well, I didn't know we were keeping score, right? You get into an argument with somebody and they go, I didn't know we were keeping score. We're not, but we are. It's not keeping score. It's more like seeing how things resonate between us, right? So when love is costing you more than it's giving you, you're drained. It drains you. Instead of filling you, it drains you. Instead of leaving the interaction warm, you leave tight, tired, and second guessing yourself. It feels that way. You start editing yourself. That's the other part. You start editing what you're doing, right? When you shrink your truth to just keep the peace, the cost is too high. Yeah, it's too high. Hi, Annetta. How are you? I used to do that with my parents. The biggest one that where love felt wrong was when I had to do that with my folks. Trying to shrink, walking on eggshells, right? Trying to fit into being loved. I gave love, but in order to get their love, I felt kind of that way too, right? That's what I wrote here. Your joy feels conditional. Love should always, you're only safe after you play a role that suits them, right? If you don't fit into being, for me, it was a good little girl, do what you're told, then you matter. Otherwise, you're just a hindrance, right? Very hard. And if you have that as a kid, you bring that into your life. You start dragging it into all your relationships. So you got to be careful with that too. Your growth stalls. Love should make you braver. It should, right? If it makes you smaller, something's off. Those are kind of the quiet alarms. And it's your soul's way of whispering, this doesn't feel like home. Okay? So the biggest it's not the fake out, but the biggest thing is that when you're in the beginning of a relationship with anybody, we kind of fall prey to the attraction, that stuff where everything's beautiful. And when it stops being that, that's when it lands into something different. And it can feel beautiful for a very long time. It can. That's the thing. It can feel beautiful for a very, very long time. Yeah. The Ace of Swords. You got to become very clear on, I think you have to become very clear on that right at the beginning. There'll still be signs, even if you're attracted to somebody and it's all like beautiful and wonderful, there'll still be signs. You're still going to hit that, well, I'll change just so that, it stays beautiful. That's one of the signs. That's one of the first signs. This could be with friends, it could be with lovers, it could be with anybody. Okay? So now I'm going to ask you that question for you. And I asked myself that question as well. When did you first notice that kind of love in your own life? You know? Um, well, first of all, when you find out that love isn't conditional to how you act, right? You're lovable only if you behave, keep quiet, and them calm, then you're okay. Um, it's called like survival. Wait a minute. The healthy love part is next. We're still dealing with how survival meant performance. You can't be yourself, right? That's what I read. You learn early that love is conditional. It should be unconditional, but it is conditional, right? The next part is eggshells become second nature. That's the other part, right? You grow sixth sense for moods, reading every shift like weather. It's like people come in and it's like, oh, they're in a bad mood. I'm going to shift. I'm going to shift. Even if you've had a bad day, even if things have gotten bad, you just like, I'm going to make everything better now, right? Let me see my glasses. I see some people have come in. Hi, Sandra. How are you? If somebody comes in, say hello. Okay. Yes. So, and growth happens only in stolen spaces. At school, with friends, then I felt like I could grow. I could be myself. I was okay, right? I could be Jane and they would love me regardless because they just wanted to be them too and be accepted for being them. And with them I grew. With them you can start like giving ideas and showing your colors, right? But it's those spaces were like few and far between. It was like dodging crap when I was a kid. Between teachers and parents, it was dodging a lot of shit. let's let's be honest, right? So, if that early blueprint, if you've had it since you're a kid, it makes later relationships feel like a test. Can I be myself here? Or do I need to disappear to be safe? It's very hard. Okay, so let's go to my favorite part. What does a healthy love feel like? By contrast, right? Um, you'll feel free to express yourself. That's one. Obvious. When you're with somebody, you can actually grow, right? You don't have to like keep it undercover because you're too busy trying to run circles around them. You can be the best version of yourself. Um, Not just being you, but actually feel like that person is helping you become the best that you can be, right? They encourage you. They don't shut you down. They don't make you feel too much or too big, right? They make you feel warm and special. They increase your feelings of self-worth, not decrease them. It's the opposite. Um, Not only that, love also, when you falter, they'll love you when you falter. They're not going to watch you fall on your face and just act like, told you so. They actually may give you a hand and say, I saw you fall, but I'm still here, right? They don't need to save you. Not necessarily they need to save you, but they need to stand with you. And that's a big one. Um, Sometimes they'll be able to catch you. Sometimes they'll be able to catch you before you do too. Okay, and tell you you're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Um, this is just a moment, and you'll be all right. But it's also about facing the truth with you, the hard times, right? Especially, especially when the times hurt. Um, and it's not always about fixing. It's not always about fixing. It's not somebody fixing you. Um, it's about seeing you for who you are, and then sitting with you, being with you, and loving you anyway, being present. Yeah. It's kind of a non-judgmental zone most of the time. Judgment is not really great when it comes to love, and it's nothing that really needs to be part of it. Not really. Not really. Okay? And healthy doesn't demand that you shrink. Healthy love, to wear a mask or perform, it lets you expand without fear. You're not just tolerated, you're celebrated. You fall without shame. Your stumbles aren't ammunition. There are moments when you're held closer, right? And you can speak without editing. Unless you're a person who really needs to be edited because some people just they don't know how to speak, then, let's face it. If when you open your mouth, people scatter, you probably need to do something about that. Because some people just don't know. They're going, I can say, nobody likes me. Well, if every single person leaves the room, the problem isn't the other people, okay? So, but if you're one of these people who just have never really spoken your truth, and you're not someone who clears a room, then it's nice to be able not to speak without editing, okay? Even when it's messy, even when it's raw. So that's what healthy love should look like. So, next question. Why do we stay with wrong love? That one's going to be an interesting one. Um, we've all done it. I've walked this path too. You stay with people. Sometimes it's just fear. Fear that nobody will love us the way that we want. Next is hope. Hope that they're going to change and one day treat you well, right? Treat you the way you should be treated. Habit. Because, well, in some ways, you get used to it, right? You stay with somebody long enough, you start putting up with the crap that they feed you, and you're going, well, everybody has to deal with something, right? You get used to what is. Comfort zones are very hard sometimes to get out of. History, yeah, history. Sometimes when we go back to something, you have a history with somebody, right? It's a comfort thing again. It's the known. Sometimes it's being together for so long that the idea of starting new, it's scary. Sometimes it's the history as parents, right? They've been with you the longest. They taught you everything you know. You kind of feel like a loyalty to them, right? Um, so, just to get back to it, fear keeps you stuck because it whispers there's nothing better, right? There's nothing better. You're not worthy of more. You're starting to have problems when you start thinking that. Hope is beautiful, but it can be twisted, right? Makes you hold on to potential instead of reality. And then habit lulls you. It convinces you that pain is normal because it's familiar. And history weighs you. It ties from childhood, share memory, long years together, making letting go feel like erasing part of yourself. That's what, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pull some more cards here because I haven't. We're gonna, and then I'm gonna come in with the last section. Hello, Crypto Billy. Now, not here to judge anybody because I walk this path with you, and sometimes I still walk it, right? I still go into new relationship, different relationships, thinking a lot of hope, right? Yeah. The Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is always a card of looking at things, right? Looking at what is. Usually there's the three cups on the ground and there's two cups behind you. Um, we live in a world where relationships, the push and pull of relationships is very attractive. Even the ones that are a little bit toxic, right? Sometimes it's just, you don't even see the toxicity. It's just that because somebody needs you and it makes you feel validated, right? But again, that's teetering on acceptance, and it's not exactly the right kind of love that you should be really getting yourself into. You start looking for projects. Those aren't relationships, those are just things, but we're prone to it. If you've seen that a lot, you have. You may be one of those people that don't need fixing and may even get overlooked. I've had to actually look at that because I've had relationships where I have been overlooked or looked at as she's doing fine, right? I don't need to worry about you. So I don't get contacted as much. And I've learned to live with a lot of these and take it for what it is. And still love the people very, very much. But it's been hard because even if somebody doesn't need saving, I'm still a person who who needs friends, right? Who needs to be thought of, who needs to be acknowledged. Um, but because I don't come in dramatic and wide and, oh my God, my life's one big drama, come and save me, I often trying, that's the eggshell part of me, right? The person who doesn't want to be a burden to anybody, right? When I come in going, I'm not going to be a burden, so I will be accepted, right? I will be loved more for not being a burden, actually kind of backfires in this world. Because, you know, that thing, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's what's happening. So we live in a very weird kind of relationship world sometimes, I think. The broken get the attention, but they never have an intention of ever being fixed. They just keep screaming, "I'm broken," like the guy, the boy who was screaming wolf, that kind of thing. And then there are people who silently work on themselves, who try to be good and kind, and they kind of get ignored. And it's really sad. It's sad in a way that we could have really great connections instead of building connections on drama and what needs to be fixed. We could build them on common things that people enjoy with each other, and not use each other for as toolkits, right? So that's what I feel this Five of Cups is saying. We have to look at, you know, what's broken. That's what I feel is broken sometimes in relationship. And maybe who you're ignoring. That's in the Five of Cups, there's two cups behind the person. Who are you ignoring that is already there and available? It's like they're staring down at what's broken all the time for relationships, and they're really not paying attention to that. They're not paying attention to what's working. So that's my other point in what is wrong love, what is, you know, toxic love. Um, yeah. Let me see here. All right, so the last part is how do you begin to let go even when it's hard in these kind of relationship, in this kind of dynamic, let's call it. It's a question of choosing your well-being, really, when you're with people like that. You have to choose you. You have to choose to feel better for you. You have to choose to say, no, I don't want to feel that way anymore. And saying something's got to change, right? Something's got to change. Little by little. You don't need to do it all in one shot, because I find it is really hard to do it all in one shot, because you can end up feeling isolated. You can end up feeling like you're cutting yourself off from everybody. So you start with setting small boundaries that you never did before, right? If you're always the one reaching out with me, well, I stopped reaching out. A lot of people fell away. But remember, it's not only their job to reach out. You have to reach out to every once in a while, right? It's a give and take. Um, Allowing yourself to imagine life without the constant hurt or drain of being around these people, right? To imagine a life where you don't have to feel that, where you can actually just walk in and be yourself. That would be good. Reaching out to safe people who remind you who you are, okay? They're good friends like me who don't need to be fixed, who can sit with you and tell you what's going on, right? Let's talk. What have you got going in your life? Where are you envisioning yourself going? What do you want to be? Let's talk, right? And replacing fear with curiosity is good. Asking what life could feel like without all this weight, right? So, and sometimes the most powerful step is the gentlest one, giving yourself permission to let go, even before you know how. Just to sit and go, I think I'm gonna let go of that today. Yeah. So, love isn't measured by how much pain you can endure. I want to remind you of that before I move on from this. Love isn't measured by that, and it should never. But how much freedom and safety it creates. Yeah. I learned that. Been very lucky. I'm surrounded by people who love me very much, and I can be myself. I don't feel like I have to edit very much of who I am. I'm surrounded completely. I don't have a large group, but they are meaningful. And that's the other part. Sometimes it's scary because some people think that there's security in numbers, right? I will not get forgotten if I have all of these people around me and not realizing that most people, they won't be around you when you need them. That's the truth. Sometimes people are just around for what they can get for you, from you. So you've got to be careful with that. The Hierophant come out. So this has been like a little bit of a wisdom thing. I wanted to come in here because I don't do any love readings, but it's not because I'm not aware or don't feel love or haven't had any experience with it. I do. I do. I've been through a lot. I know how toxic it can be, and I know how freeing it can be. I've been on both sides of the fence. And I still learn every day, which is fabulous because, I mean, you don't want to, let's see here. You don't want to, I'm just looking to see if there's any more comments. Oh my God, the room went super quiet. Are you all just sitting there having tea, coffee, donuts, going, talk, Jane, talk? All right, so a little something else I wanted to say is that if you become a member, if you join, I do have a once a month Zoom meeting where you can come in and talk with me, and I'll sit there for an hour and wait. I'll just wait. I've had one beautiful person, Lisa, who comes in every month. I think for 3 months. I think she's one of two people who's come in, and we had nice chats. And you can put your camera on or off, doesn't really matter. But the point is you can come in and actually voice. You don't have to just write it. You can just chime in, right? And I'll even read some cards with you if you want. I'll pull a few. We'll chit chat. It's really easy. It's really nice. It's not awkward at all. We need to stop being awkward. What day is the live Zoom? It's not Zoom anymore. It's in team meetings. I've changed places. The reason why, it used to be Skype, but team meetings is very much like Zoom now. And instead of 45 minutes, it's an hour. So I can stay the full hour without having to reboot the meeting. So that's why I chose that. And the next one coming up is going to be, where are we now? We're here. The 16th of August is when the next one's going to be. And I forgot to tell you, the next live is going to be next Saturday. I'm going to do 2 lives back to back this week and next week. I'm going to be back. Hopefully not talking about love and heartbreak, but I needed to talk about it. I've just had a few different comments, and it was important to talk about because I think some people are falling into the trap and just can't get themselves out of it. And I think it's important that they try to understand, to just sit with themselves in hermit mode and go, okay, I need to sit down and see if this is going to hurt me, if this is lifting me up. Because when you have to deal with that and you're trying to get spiritually in line, when love is skewed or in a toxic kind of setting, it really hinders progress. It really does. All right. So I'm going to Teams invite. Thank you, Annetta. Now she's telling me, okay, so when I do the Teams invite, what I'm going to do is, if you are a member, look at the community post. About 3 or 4 days, hopefully before the meeting, probably around the 12th, I will post it in a community post, and it's going to have the link to the meeting. So you'll be able to click on that or save it, whatever, come back to it, find it on the community post section under members. It's going to be under your members only. And then you'll be able to click right in. That's it. No fuss, no muss. And it's at 7 on Saturdays, just like the lives. So yeah, you can come in and have a chat. I want to see my beautiful members, because I mean, I do. Jane likes talking to her members. All right. Yes, it makes Jane happy. See? Just like the sun card. It makes her happy. It makes the sun shine in Jane's heart. I love to hear from you, and I feel that when we get the right kind of vibe going in the room, it's like the best. It's the best thing. I'll try to be more present. Saturdays are good. Yes, they are. And like I said, I'm going to be there Thursdays too on life path number. I think I'm going to start with each life path number. I'm going to go in and start explaining all the different life path numbers. So keep an eye out for that one. There's going to be a lot more activity between the Pisces channel and the LP number channel. So yeah. And like I said, keep an eye out. Tarot Guide with AI is going to change to Veil Speak, where their podcasts. The first one I just did it 2 days ago. It was great. It was so great. All right, so let's see. Who's going to be first? I have my beautiful members here. Members go first. If you have a question, I've got a pretty deck. See? Our colors. It's our colors. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. All right. So I have a little bit of time. I have a little bit of time. So remember, next week, I'm back. I am back. That deck is, I'm going to be truthful. I think they're AI decks. And I have nothing against AI decks. The problem is I wish that people would like just make sure that they match. It's not bad. It's just not exactly. Not only that, it's a pip deck. It's very beautiful. Like, look at the Eight of Cups. It's gorgeous. Like, it's beautiful. But the Eight of Cups, it's got that guy going and stuff. So, if you're a newbie, it won't be great. But I'm not a newbie. I'm not a newbie. You want a message from your I should have known. A message from your ancestors. Okay. So for members, I pull 3. You have the Ace of Pentacles first, by the way. You do. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting kind of a message. It feels like it's saying there's an opportunity. Not sure of what. Could be of anything. But it's coming in with the Five of Pentacles. So it's almost like telling me that this opportunity is going to be either on the hush-hush quiet or isolated, or almost feel like it's not hermit kind of, but almost like and yeah, because there's some legwork to do, because with it you have the Nine of Wands. And I almost feel like it's saying that it's going to take a bit of work. Like it's going to be, I don't want to say difficult, but it is representing maybe some sort of challenge. Like I don't know. I don't think that it's not an opportunity that's not worth it. I feel like it's almost telling you what you're coming up against. Does that make any sense? Yeah, that's what's coming in. It's almost like it's saying, it almost feels not like a warning, but like a heads up. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's going, this is coming up. I don't want to say do it anyway, but I almost feel like it does. Like it's almost like it's like you're walking the path. My guides always tell me you're walking into a, wait a minute, how do they call it? And I always forget this part. I was going to say a living memory, but that's not it. It's like a forward memory, a memory that's already been, that's already predetermined type of thing. And this is when they can give you a little bit of a foreshadowing of what's coming up. Yeah. Long hours of work. Yeah. So, let's go take a look. Can you give me any more? I mean, come on. Don't want to end on the Nine of Wands. It's like, toil and trouble. I'm almost there. But, ooh, wounded warrior. Come on. Queen of Swords. So, yeah. It's telling me pretty much, because the Queen of Swords right away, what came in is like, the Queen of Swords is sharp, intellectual, but has seen things. In other words, she's gone through things to get her there. So that's kind of what they're saying. You know, it's like saying, yes, you'll go through things, but you're capable of doing, because you got Queen energy. So that's, I guess I can't change the message. I can't. I wish I could. It could go poof, and then suddenly everything will be great. It's not saying you're not going to get there. It's just saying you're going to get there. I almost feel like they're saying don't get discouraged, because you've got the tools to get there, right? Maybe you need to head up. Maybe at one point where you're at a certain spot, you're going to look back and go, oh, yeah, this is the thing, but I'm doing good. It's almost going to be like a validation message, which I think we need sometimes. We need a little bit of magic, right? To look back and go, okay. 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 Any messages from Beryl, my mother, Dudley, my father, my deceased husband? I don't do deceased messages. Sorry, Michelle. I'm a resonance reader, so I can give you energies of what are right now. I can bring in messages, but I don't do medium stuff. Especially not on a cool Saturday night. If you want, I can pull cards, but it's not going to be any of that. Okay. How about you? Okay, please do. All right. For Michelle. Let's see. And aces, I see you. You haven't asked me for cards in a very, very long time. Okay, so a couple of cards. I have the Eight of Swords and the Star that came out. The Eight of Swords is usually about tying yourself up in knots and being stuck in something, but the Star is very much about the dawning of a new day, right? The Star is a beautiful card. It's after the darkest hours, the dawning of a new day. So I feel that if you've been waiting for something to unblock, it's definitely announcing that, okay? I don't know through what means, but definitely they're coming in. This block, though, is definitely something that you're going to have to work through, because it isn't something outside of yourself. It's something that you need to either shift a perspective on. And when you do, then the Star comes in for you. Beautiful. Illumination and optimism and renewal. Okay? All right. You would love a lesson you just talked about, right? I feel bad. Don't want to be a burden. You're not a member, but you've been here for a very, very long time, Aces. You've been with me for years. And you were a member for a very long time, too. So. And I know your situation changes, too, so. And I just pulled for Michelle. And I don't think she's a member too. Is she a member? I don't know. Okay. I don't ask. I know I'm told what I need to be told. Yeah. Oh, geez. And the card just flew right out. Ooh, the sun. You're getting all major arcanas. What's going on, girl? Okay. Two choices. You have the sun and a temperance. So one is between radiance, clarity, personal growth, and the other one is balance. And I don't know if that's going to make any sense to you. But you have the Two of Swords. And I almost feel, oops, sorry about that. I almost feel like these are the two things coming in. I think you may feel like you have to make a choice. I don't know what that means. One and the same. No. You're laughing. So you know exactly what this means. Well, can you let me in on it, please? What does this mean? You have the sun. That's a card of clarity, of shining the truth on something. And then you have the card of balance, which is basically just, juggling things to make them balance out, and almost feel like you have a choice of one or the other. It's going, you're blocked between this and this. You're blocked between this and this. How can that be a block? You're going to have to explain it to me. She's going LOL. Yeah, you're going to leave me in the dark, aren't you? Okay, Sandra. Yeah. I'll get you one. I think both balance and sun are the same. Not according to the cards. I'm telling you that Two of Swords is telling me you have to make a choice. I don't know why. Or maybe, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm leaving it to you. The message has been given. I showed the door. I'm done. I'm out of here. All right. So Sandra, Seven of Pentacles, assessment. Why do I feel like I always get that one for you? I almost feel like I hear Mona's going, yep, she's gotten that one before. You somebody who assesses. Okay, so exactly. Okay, so these cards are telling me, the Seven of Pentacles, that you're in a process of assessing. I guess you... I've decided to leave the workplace. Okay. So what are you assessing? There's something here that you're assessing. But this card is usually like getting stuck in the details, getting stuck in the weeds of things, right? You've got things growing, but you're kind of looking at everything that's not working. It's like error. Where's the error? Where's the trial, editing, frustration? And then you have the sun, but it's in reverse. So it's not exactly clear right now. There's something that's getting you stuck. Can you help her out? Okay, yes, they're going, yeah, we'll try. Okay. Okay. They can't give you the answer, but I saw them kind of nodding, going, yeah, we can give her more. Okay, so here's more. Because I hate those kind of things. It's like, yeah, you're stuck. Good luck. Yeah, no. Give me something else. Okay, so Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is, I was talking about just before, is looking at the stuff that's fallen and kind of missing the stuff that's still standing up. And then they gave me the Ace of Wands. So the clue that they're giving me for you is don't miss the opportunities you're ignoring. There's something in the opportunities that maybe not apparent, or maybe you're not seeing, or maybe your back is turned to them right at the moment, that's going to be the spark that leads you to your next thing. I think that's a pretty, that was good. That was good. I like that one. Okay. All right. You already know the decision was right, but it feels like it was the wrong choice. Ah, look at this one. Look at this one. She's being the co-reader there today. The chick with the gift in the room. She's so smart, this one. All right. So, who else is still in here? Who's in this room hiding, who really wants a card but is afraid to ask? Because I know you're there. I can feel you. Go ahead, say something. Throw an emoji on the screen and I'll pick up a card for you. What's that? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay. I know you're in here. Okay. How do I know? Four of Cups. You're waiting. So, I'm going to be nice. I'm just going to pull the cards. Should I wait? Both my guides are going like, stop. Should I torture him a little longer? Oh my God. Okay, so you wrote, I think I know what you mean. I want to leave the library, but I live to work with authors and schools. Authors and schools? Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, whoever these cards are for, the Six of Cups keeps coming back up for you. The person who's in hiding. Okay. You have very, yeah. Okay. Let's see. I don't know who this is for because they won't say anything. They won't say anything. Maybe you're not here. Maybe you'll be on the replay. I have no idea. But this is going to hit somebody because this is for nobody that I've seen in the comments. Okay? This is for you, and you're going to know when you get the message. I feel that you're very stuck with something that is dealing with your past. Okay, Six of Cups for me is either nostalgia, childlike joy, but I'm feeling like it's history. Okay? There's some kind of history going on, and yeah, there's some really heavy energy here. That's probably why you don't want to talk about it. The Nine of Wands is telling me don't give up. Don't give up. You're almost out of it. The end is coming, okay? The end is coming. You need to hear this. The end is coming of this situation, and not in a bad way. You're going to brainstorm, and something about that brainstorming, about that complicated situation, is going to give you, it's going to give you the ability to stay calm in the storm. You're going to develop master energy of an emotional depth of being calm, even though things are going crazy around you. Okay? So don't give up, and don't stop trying. Whatever it is, don't stop trying. A lot of the times, perception is what we feel. Oh, they're telling me this has to do with the love thing I was talking about at the beginning. Okay. So this message is going to fall on certain ears and certain people that really need it. Okay? What when love isn't working out for you. Okay? This has to do with history. This is the part of the message that I came in at the beginning, when you have to deal with people who are toxic, who've been toxic, that you need to be around, and you're around them because of history. Okay? And the thing about that is that sometimes it's got a real big grip on you. Okay? I love this because you got the King of Cups. This is about emotional mastery. This is where you're heading to. This is somebody who can just sit and just feel calm and peaceful in the middle of a storm. It's the most beautiful thing. This is when you can walk in life or through life and still have crap flying around you, and you're still doing okay. Because you can disconnect from it. You can put yourself first and help yourself move forward. I'm going to pull one more card for whoever this is. This really needed to come through, okay? This might come in through the form of a partnership. And I'm not talking necessarily about a love relationship that's a man and woman, or I mean a romantic, it could be man, man, woman, woman. I meant a romantic relationship. But there's definitely a balance between the king and the queen of cups, okay? This is somebody who comes in and helps you form that kind of love that will help you. I feel that this person, or this person will come in and show you what healthy love feels like. And it can be just somebody who shores you up, who helps you out, okay? It can be a friend. It could be, oh God, it could even be an animal, okay? It could be like a pet. This kind of relationship kind of balances you, brings you a calm. It makes you feel seen and understood. And when that happens, you're going to develop a strength and a mastery of being able to help yourself out of whatever the situation is. Okay? I'm not going to tell you to go looking for it. I'm going to tell you to start looking for the kind of love you deserve. And if you just came in before I started, go back to the beginning and I talk about that. You start making little changes. You start putting yourself first. You stop walking on eggshells. You start walking away from what makes you smaller. And that's the most important part here. Okay? All right. So that was it. A little heavy there, a little deep at times. But you all deserve the best. Every single one of you. Okay? We live in a little bit of a crazy planet. But it doesn't need to be crazy for you. Okay, my biggest message is doesn't need to ever be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for you. No. At any point in time, you can say, I'm getting off this crazy bus and I'm going to do my own thing. And you can absolutely put your foot down and say, that's enough now. From this moment on, we start living in a world that's much better. Look, we're here for, I was about to sing, we're here for a good time, not a long time. But that's not it. We're here for a time. That could be short, long, doesn't really matter. I always tell people, do you really, really want to spend all that time in the wrong place with the wrong people thinking the wrong things? Even if you start small, start changing the things that you are putting inside of your head. Start switching them up. Start inviting the right people in. Stop trying to be accepted by people who never will. And embrace the people who do love you, because sometimes we have, like I said, a tendency to ignore people who take us in mind, who don't require anything of us. And it's not because they don't, it's because they're nice people. Don't ignore them. You think maybe they're not as exciting, but have you had a real conversation with them? Sometimes you'd be surprised. Everybody's got something fantastic about them. If we're too busy just always trying to see the drama and everything, you can really miss the beauty. That's it. All right. Okay, so Sandra says just before, maybe I have to write my own story. Yes. Or any story. All right, my beautiful ones, that was it. This was your live, and guess what? I'm back next week. I'm going to do another live next Saturday, so I will see you then, and I'm sure I'll have something to talk about then too. I'll let you know sometime in the week, and I'm going to be doing a live on Thursday, I believe, on the Life Path number. So come and join me there. Go see that channel. It's at the end of any of my videos. It's in one of the in one of the little circles at the end of my videos that lead you right to that channel. So go subscribe there, and then you'll be able to see me there too. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Have a great night, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.